Welcome, everyone. Your full moon in Taurus horoscopes for your full moon in Taurus that will be on November 15th, 2024. I hope everybody's doing well. And I apologize if there's a little bit of an internet issue. I had to change my connection a few times already. So do let me know if there's any lag or any issue, and I'll just change networks. I hope everybody's doing well today. It is November 7th. And I am I'm Joshua the Psychic, and we're going to talk all about the full moon in Taurus on November 15th and how you can make the most of it. So let's talk about what this full moon is all about. Essentially, the new moon, that cycle that we're in right now, is the Scorpio new moon energy, right? So it's all about new things coming into your life. We're pulling things in, and next week, on the 15th of November, we have our full moon in Taurus. Good evening, Casmar. Nice to see you. If there's any internet issues, Casmar, you just let me know, and I'll switch networks. I was having a little bit of an issue previously, but hopefully that's all resolved now. So the full moon will be at 24 degrees, 0 seconds on the 15th. And when we're talking about Taurus, we're talking about security. Tauruses want really just two things. They want to feel good physically, and they want to have stability. So we're talking plenty of money in the bank and good health, or plenty of food in the fridge and enjoying their bodies through, say, sex or exercise. And keywords for Taurus would have to do with security, stability, security, sensuality, because they're an earth sign. So it's really about their bodies, and values. And that is what's going to be really, really interesting. How values might switch under this lunation. And it might be of a surprise for you as to what you actually might value, because, as we'll talk about, this full moon is conjunct Uranus. And the full moon, essentially, it's when the sun is in one sign and the moon is in the opposite sign. So the sun, of course, is in Scorpio, and the moon will be full in Taurus. So what we're doing is we're balancing that Scorpio energy. So are you balancing the rebirth of Scorpio with the stability of Taurus, right? Because we need both. Taurus hold on to dear life, and Scorpio can hold on too. It's a fixed sign, but when they let go, it's very dramatic and it's very, very drastic. So what are you holding on to? What are you letting go of? That's the big question that we're all going to be asking ourselves this lunation. So let's give you some details about this full moon before we go sign by sign. If you have a planet or point between 20 and 28 degrees, especially in the fixed signs of the zodiac, that's Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius, you're likely to be affected by this lunation. The area of your life that's affected is going to be determined by where 24 degrees Taurus falls in your astrological chart. This full moon is conjunct Uranus. So I'll show you what the chart looks like. See, you have the moon here at 24, and then Uranus is at 25. So the moon is conjunct Uranus, which is going to bring change. Right? Now, it's Taurus, so the changes are most likely going to be stable, and they're not going to be a huge surprise, right? Because Uranus does move rather slowly, but change nonetheless. And there's going to be surprises most likely. So I'm calling this the surprise full moon. And you might not have any surprises in your life, right? But you might know somebody who has a planet or point, unbeknownst to you, between 20 and 28 degrees of the fixed signs. And there might be a surprise that they have going on in their life that surprises you. And the full moon will also, along with Uranus, because the two are together, they're making a harmonious sextile with Neptune, an easygoing trine with Pluto. So that's really, really nice. So you have Pluto over here at 29 degrees. That's really, really nice. So you got that beautiful trine because Pluto is an earth sign, and so is Taurus. So they're making a really nice 120 degree angle. And then you have Neptune, which is even making a tighter sextile. So that really means that with the moon and Uranus making a sextile to Neptune, this is a really good time for spirituality, using your imagination. It really is the perfect law of attraction transit because you're going to be able to visualize. And it is a good time to get lost in something. It's a great time to, escape in a healthy way. Maybe this is through music or movies or art. Anything that you do, be it writing or dance or anything that allows you to express yourself. And that's another key theme of Taurus is self-expression. But I think the big thing is that you got the change agent Uranus conjuncting the full moon, but you also have Pluto making a trine to it. And Pluto is also transformative. So it's highly likely that this full moon is going to bring some kind of change, right? And it might not be straight away. It could be over the next 6 months, but you'll definitely see the writing on the wall over the next 2 weeks from the 15th of November. So Taurus is an earth sign. It's the second sign of the zodiac. So what happens is we start the zodiac with Aries, right? So Aries starts everything. And then the second sign is Taurus. And Taurus, what Taurus does is it either finishes it off or nurtures it. And even though the opposite of Aries is Libra and the opposite of Taurus is Scorpio, the sign after a sign is like a rebuttal or a reaction to the sign. So Aries is very, very fast, right? They shoot first and ask questions later. Taurus is very slow and steady. They don't make any sudden moves. Okay, Aries has a hair trigger temper. Taurus does not get mad easily, but when they do get mad, watch out because they're they can be very, very volatile, but it takes a lot to upset a Taurus. It really does. You have to really go out of your way to do that, I think. Concerns values. So as we said, Taurus represents stability, practicality, determination, and materiality. So it's an extension of the self, right? Because the Aries is the first house, has to do with yourself. But the watch that you really love, which is a possession, is an extension of you. Your phone is an extension of you. How you express yourself is an extension of you. The things that you have are an extension of you. So Taurus concerns values, what you care about, what your high priorities are, possessions, and self-worth. So it's going to be important for you to determine what values no longer really matter to you as much anymore, what even possessions don't matter much to you anymore, and anything that makes you doubt yourself. As we said, Taurus is the opposite Scorpio, which is all about transformation and shared resources. Taurus has to do with what you have, right? Your possessions. Whereas Scorpio often has to do with other people's resources or money that you owe. For instance, Scorpio pertains to, taxes and debt and your husband's money, stuff like that. And the full moon in Taurus will touch on the balance between personal values and shared dynamics. So what matters to you and where do you need to incorporate the other into your life? And where do you need to say, this is mine and this is yours and this is ours? That's essentially what we're doing here. We're determining what we want and what we have, what's ours, what we don't need anymore. And by virtue of Scorpio, what you might want to share. Hello, Marlo. Nice to see you. We're talking about the full moon in Taurus on the 15th of November. So Taurus is a grounded earth sign. Because it's a full moon, though, we're letting go of things. We're letting go, for instance, of blocks to self-expression. We're letting go of anything that keeps us from feeling physically as perfect as possible. We'll never be perfect, but you can try physically to feel perfect. And that's going to make your whole life easier. Because before you accomplish anything, what you need is to be okay with where you are now. You have to make peace with where you are now. And a shortcut to that is the body, because the body is the unconscious mind. So if you can utilize your body and get really centered in your body, you're going to be in the present moment. You're going to be in the now. And that is where all your power is, in the now. If you're thinking about the past, you're most likely going to get depressed. If you're thinking about the future, you're most likely going to get anxious. So your point of power is in the present moment, and the body will help you get into that present moment, right? You can really focus on those lower chakras just to feel really connected and rooted to the earth, because when you're okay with where you're at in the present moment and you're grounded, then you get to actually mold the clay, because everything is energy, and everything is transformable, right? Transmutable. You can transmute anything, but you've got to be in the now moment. So if something's not going your way, instead of freaking out about it, you got to get peaceful with where you're at and say, okay, well, how can I massage this in a way to transform it in a way for it to go the way I'd like it to go? Or how can I make this better? But your body is going to help you stay in the now. And when you're in the now, you have all your power. So just keep that in mind. And that might be why Taurus is such a powerful sign, because Taurus is more likely, like all earth signs, to be in the present moment. Fire signs are focused in the future, right? Water signs are nostalgic, and they're dreamy, and they're thinking about the past, typically. Earth signs are in the present moment, and air signs get to bop around. They go past, present, future. So your point of power is in the now, and that's going to help you a lot. So let's go through your Tarotscopes. Again, I would just look to find out where 24 degrees falls in your astrology chart. 24 degrees of Taurus falls in your astrology chart. That's the area where you're releasing energy. There might be completion, there might be culmination, but it's also the area in your life where you're seeking security. You're seeking sensuality. For instance, is your body comfortable with a new lover coming into your life? Is your body comfortable with an extra $1 million? Is your body comfortable with in a new relationship? Because your body cannot lie. It cannot lie. And if you get more connected to the universe, then you're going to find that your body winds up telling you things. For instance, I'll just share this, like, why not? But election night, right? Or the night before election, my whole left side started hurting. And my hand even started hurting. And I even cut my hand on my left side. And if you're catching this around election day, as you know, the left are very much hurting right now, right? But my whole left side was hurting. When I was curious, I was like, I wonder who will win the election. And with my left side aching like that, I'm like, well, clearly. So your body doesn't lie. So you always want to pay attention to your body. You can even ask your body to help you. And it doesn't have to be about worldly things. If you have a lot of galactic placements in your chart, you will be able to feel what's going on in the world physically, but you can use it in terms of the stuff that you do on a regular basis, etc. So let's talk about every single sign. So Aries, this full moon in Taurus is hitting your second house of values and resources. So your shifting values are going to enhance your prosperity. Don't be stuck on what you really cared about before, because that might not be relevant. With Uranus and Taurus, all of our values are going through this shift. Some are going to change and some will stay the same, but your priority is going to evolve, and you got to check in with yourself. Does this still have heart and meaning for me? And that, under the Scorpio sun, is really key for all of us. We got to follow what has heart and meaning. This could be a time for you, Aries, in which you have great financial growth, and you might even have new passions, new way you want to express yourself. So utilize this full moon, Aries, to release any insecurity, welcome new financial opportunities. You might want to talk about something else. Taurus pertains to the throat chakra. And I feel like with this full moon for you, Aries, there's going to be something new that you want to say. Something new that you want to say. So if you have something that you want to say and it's new, remember, your authenticity is going to be key, especially to your prosperity. So definitely get it off your chest if there's something you got to say, and align with your new values. Let's see what wisdom you get from the cards for Aries. Wisdom for Aries. Wisdom for Aries. Wisdom for Aries. Four of Cups. So Four of Cups, this is you just being satisfied. You don't really need more. You're nice and comfortable. And that's really what's key for you this full moon is to get comfortable. Get comfortable. Don't need anything else. I would say that, the perfect manifestation space is being satisfied and eager for more. But the Four of Cups is saying focus on your emotional security. How can you get comfortable in your body? How can you get comfortable in your skin? How can you get comfortable with what you've accomplished? Because this is going to be a very grounding influence. And we have your ruling planet, Aries, going retrograde. So it's time for all of us to take a beat, but particularly you. So get nice and comfortable. And by the same token with Four of Cups, you don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth. So somebody might be offering you something and you might be like, meh. Well, somebody's offering you something. So look at all your options. Likewise, unfortunately, you could be offering to somebody else and they're like, meh, I don't care. Whatever it might be, you want to allow yourself to make sure that you're recognizing what's being given to you. And if you're giving something to somebody else and they're not accepting it, well, there's a better receiver for what you have to offer. But get comfortable. That's going to be key. And happy full moon, Aries. So Taurus, you're the star of the show this full moon. The full moon in your sign, of course. A radiant self ushers in wonders. So the full moon for you, Taurus, is all about your body. It's your identity. It's how you express yourself, of course. The habits that you have, the actions that you wind up taking. And you want to allow your energy to really speak for itself. It's like your body is like your environment, right? And you want to make sure that you're really focusing on your physicality, feeling perfect. Also, first house, presenting yourself. You might decide that you want to, enhance your wardrobe or do something that makes your outer appearance align with the inner changes that you've made, because this is a time of growth. You're becoming more aware of yourself. Again, an object in motion likes to stay in motion, and an object at rest likes to stay at rest. And, this time for you, it's going to be important for you to determine where in your life do you want to be in motion and where do you want to have rest? Do you need more rest? What do you need in your life at this juncture? And allow yourself to enjoy your radiant energy. If you wind up moving your body, that is going to make sure that's going to help you to feel better. Like it's just a shortcut. If you want to feel better and you want to be happier, move your body, do something physical, right? And that's going to help you a lot. Let go of any limiting habits and embrace empowering beliefs. So if you're doing something out of habit, again, Taurus is a fixed sign. They're said to be the most stubborn sign. You might be doing something on automatic pilot that doesn't really serve you. And it might not align with that new identity that you're going to create. And that is what this is for you, Taurus. You're creating this new identity. And I feel like with that Uranus energy, it's a matter of you're going to have to most likely make some changes, right? And it's a matter of being fluid and being flexible and making sure that your body is aligned with that sense of fluidity, that you're not, because your body doesn't lie, right? So if you're feeling very, very, very tense, that's a sign that you need to relax a little bit, right? Especially with the retrogrades that are coming up in the holidays, etc. So let's see, Taurus, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom, Taurus, wisdom for Taurus, wisdom for Taurus. The Chariot. So this is good, Taurus. Essentially, you're going to win what you want. You're going to get what you want, but you have to just have emotional control. So essentially, what you want to do is you want to get in your present moment and relax. And you want to visualize over and over and over again how something important to you, how you want it to go, how you want something important to you to go. You want to visualize it, and then you let it go. You relax, it's done. And if it doesn't happen, then you were being protected. So you want to surrender, but you want to surrender to what you've already created, if that makes sense. You're surrendering to the control that is already built in. Meantime, with the Chariot, you've got to watch your emotions. It's a very emotional time, and you don't want to say something that you're going to have to walk back, especially because Mercury is getting slower. With Mars going retrograde soon, he who fires first loses. Right? So you want to make sure that you're in control of your emotions, and you should be all set. I understand why you may have gotten the Chariot, because the full moon in your sign can be really intense. So have an outlet for your emotions, and when in doubt, leave it out. And happy full moon. So Gemini, this full moon is hitting your 12th house. Do whatever it is that you can to get some extra rest. This is time for you to take a beat, right? Extra sleep. You're in the process of understanding what's transpired over the last 11 months, right? Before we have the full moon in your sign, when the sun enters Sagittarius. So your inner revelations are really key right now. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to reshape your perspective, because what you wind up seeing is what you wind up creating, or what you wind up getting, right? So for instance, if we both are in the same room, I'm going to notice things that you don't notice. But what I'm noticing perceptually and what you're noticing, and that's what creates our reality. So when you start understanding more about how you tick and why you do the things that you do, you're liberated. You get to grow. And you also are able to say, well, if I want to be this person, I can be this person. Sure, my old story was I always hate the job I'm in. I never get what it is that I want or whatever. And you can create a new story, but you got to visualize it, because essentially the subconscious, you need to paint pictures in your head and say things to yourself that you want to be true during this period. So release past burdens and celebrate your strengths. Again, what we focus on grows. So focus on what you're great at, right? Gratitude list, what you're grateful for, of course, but also this is a really good time to really pump yourself up, to really focus on what have you achieved, what makes you you, what have you accomplished, and what are you proud of? Because if you can zone in there, that's going to grow, and that's going to be really helpful to you. So let's see, Gemini, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your full moon in Taurus. Wisdom for Gemini, wisdom for Gemini, wisdom for Gemini. Well, okay, so you get 3 of Swords, and that does not mean you're going to be heartbroken. It means instead that you're thinking about something in a way that is not of service for you. So if you were thinking about something, you're like, oh, that sucks. Well, you're thinking about it in a wrong way. There's many ways you could look at this situation that might have you feeling heartbroken, because what you think affects how you feel. You're thinking in a way that is not advantageous. So if something is bothering you, ask yourself, well, what must I believe in order to feel that way? Say, for instance, somebody doesn't call you back. Oh, he doesn't like me. He is with somebody else or whatever. Well, that is possible, and that might make you feel bad, but maybe it's a matter of, he's going through a big depression and wants to be his best when he winds up connecting with you. Or maybe it's a matter of he feels so strongly about you that it's destiny that's being revealed in paradox. There's multiple ways you can look at it, but make sure you're looking at something in a way that feels good. So whenever you're feeling bad, ask yourself, what do I have to believe in order for me to feel this way? And you'll see that it's something that is a self-limiting. So don't limit yourself. And if you are feeling bad, just change your thinking, which you, Gemini, are really good to do. Good. It's very, very easy for you. You're very good at changing your thinking and how you see things. Because when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change, right? So enjoy your full moon, Gemini. So Cancer, this is a nice one for you. It's House of Friends, hopes, dreams, wishes, ideals, aspirations take you to stellar heights. So aspire to be inspired. This is a time to really go out on a limb and say, why not? I could do that. It also is a time in which you could have really great friendships. It is a full moon, so some friends might leave your life, and that's to make room for better ones that more align with your vibe. The 11th house has to do with your community, groups of like-minded people, so you're likely now to find a tribe for your vibe. And really, the big thing is to remember is that there's no dangling carrots in the universe. So if you have a desire, that comes with it the built-in prerequisite ability for you to achieve it. So that's why if you have something like, oh, I wish I could do that, you might want to ask yourself during this lunation, if you could do anything and absolutely not fail, what would you do? And there might be several things. You can make a list, but the full moon will be shining a light on that. And you want to let go of what holds you back, and you want to move in alignment with your goals. Right? So you have your goals. Are you moving with them? Are you seeing them? Are you focusing on them? And let's see what wisdom you get from the tarot, Gemini, for your full moon in Taurus. Gemini, wisdom for Gemini. Victory. So you get 6 of Wands. You're going to get what you want, but you got to make sure you're on that timeline, right? Like, are you ready to get on the horse and have that big party for yourself, right? Are you aligned with being victorious, right? You just got to take on that role and you should be all set, which is really nice. So this could be anything that you've been struggling with. Finally, you get a reprieve. You get, plenty of invitations to go on dates, or you find the perfect person, or you win $1 million or whatever. But there's some victory, something that you've been wanting, right? It's not $1 million. It could be a job that you get, a really, really great client. So things are likely to get better, but you got to take on that position. You got to appoint yourself to what it is that you want, right? You got to appoint yourself and give yourself that title and start acting like it in alignment. And happy full moon. So Leo, this full moon in Taurus will be hitting your 10th house of status or status. So it's really about how the world sees you, right? And what you're known for. And your passion will magnetize success. So be passionate. Follow your excitement. If there's some new professional role you want to play, well, start it, start thinking about what that plan looks like for 2025. So this is about passionate leadership, being a leader. And if you're not a leader in your job, find some area in which you can be a leader. Not only is it a 10th house transit, but you're a Leo. You're going to want to lead. You're going to want to be in control, right? And this transit, though, for you is good for achieving more recognition and allowing yourself to really get that trophy and be the best. But the question is, what do you want to be the best in? And that is going to be determined by what you're most passionate about. That's why, ironically, the 10th house does align with passion, even though it's an earth house ruled by Capricorn and connected to Capricorn, right? But at the end of the day, your passion is what's going to separate you. Your passion is what's going to be easiest for you. And it's going to be where you're most likely most talented, right? So let go of doubt and trust your aspirations and follow your highest excitement. There's something else that you want to do. Maybe you won't be able to switch everything straight away, but maybe you can do it on the weekends or after work, right? So, and also you want to think about what career ambitions are no longer working for you. Maybe you've been trying to get this position at work in your career, and you're like, you know what, I'm done. It doesn't even matter anymore. And oftentimes, of course, that's when it happens, when you're like, you know what, I can't even bother anymore. And then boom, you get it, right? So let's see what wisdom, Leo, you get for your full moon in Taurus. Wisdom for Leo, wisdom for Leo, wisdom for Leo. Two of Pentacles. So this is really, really nice. And it aligns really with what I said before. So Two of Pentacles is about balancing opposites. Two of Pentacles can usually be about having more than one job. And it's about enjoying yourself and whistling while you work, right? But it's about balance. This could be you balancing home and family. This could be you balancing a new relationship with your job. This could be balancing a side hustle with your main job, your main gig. But balance, allow yourself to be flexible and have fun. You want to be light when you're being flexible and balancing these things. But I would say in light of your 10th house transit, you may be deciding that you're going to incorporate into your life some new passion. And you'll be balancing that with what you're currently doing, which is the perfect way to make use of the full moon in Taurus, right? Because you're holding on to what you have with the Taurus, but you're also transforming with that Scorpio. So the moon and the sun in opposite signs, that's going to be reflected with what you wind up doing. So happy full moon. So Virgo, this full moon in Taurus is hitting your 9th house. New horizons beckon with promise. So it's time for you to go beyond your stretch, see something, do something that you haven't done before. Allow yourself to explore, right? How do you want to expand your mind? What do you want to think about? Is it a matter if you want to go on a trip? Is it a matter if you want to take a class? Do you want to do psychedelics? What do you want to do that's going to allow you to expand your mind? Because the 9th house is really about a leap of faith. Maybe you want to experience more cultures. And that's the cool thing about travel, because the more cultures that we are around, the different cultures that we have experience with in different countries, for instance, the more tolerant we get and the better energy familiarity we have. So for instance, if I wind up going to Asia, I'm going to get more acclimated to Asian energy, and I'm going to be less awkward around Asians, right? If I spend time in France, I'm going to get acclimated to the French and their energy. I'm going to be more easygoing and more fluid when I'm dealing with French people. So the ninth house really is about, in a lot of respects, success and really going beyond that stretch. And everything is about relationships. So definitely expand and get connected to different kinds of people from places that are foreign to you. And that's going to help you an awful lot because it's an energy, it's a vibrational thing. If you've never, for instance, been around, you've never been around an Asian person, right? There is a different energy. These different races, these different cultures, it is a different energy. So you want to get acclimated to it, right? Because you could be missing out, right? So allow yourself to expose yourself to different cultures, creeds, etc. That's going to be really helpful. And it's about a leap of faith. You might be taking a leap of faith, Virgo, this full moon. You might be saying, okay, this is where I'm going to go into, what I'm going to go into next. So release fears and dive into new adventures. Go out on a limb, Virgo. And let's see what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Virgo. Wisdom for Virgo. Wisdom for Virgo. Oh, I like it. So success. You have some payoffs about to come. Finally, you're going to actually get what you have been working toward. The Six of Pentacles has to do with a shift in power. That essentially, finally, you're going to have balance. Maybe you've been giving and giving and giving and waiting for that promotion. And you're like, I can't even believe what I'm doing anymore. This is ridiculous. And then boom, you get your promotion. Or maybe you've been helping, your friend out for a while. And you're sort of like, okay, well, this is good. And I like helping my friend. He's my friend. But, I kind of need something myself. This might be the balance to that. So things will shift. Things are going to be balancing in your favor. So enjoy that. I'm really glad you got that. There's going to be some balance and some payoff that is very well deserved. So happy full moon, Virgo. So Libra, happy full moon in Taurus. This is in your 8th house. So it's all about letting go and transformation, right? Every decision you make enhances tomorrow's glow. So what old nonsense, old baggage do you no longer need? So even it's a full moon energy, and that is about letting go and a culmination of energy. But it's also the 8th house, which is all about transformation and amputating those things that no longer work for you. This doesn't have to be a job or a relationship. It could be, but it also could be a belief. It could be a habit. It could be a thought pattern, etc. So it's a transformative path for you. You also might want to deepen your connections. The 8th house is really all about boundaries, those that we set and those that we dissolve. And you might decide that you want deeper intimacy in your life, either emotional or physical. And with boundaries, you got to determine if something makes you feel good, well, lean in and drop your boundary. If something is undermining your success or making you feel bad, set a boundary. So let go of hesitation and prioritize mutual strength. So the 8th house essentially wants us to combine or set a boundary, depends, to transform us and make us stronger. So with whom do you want to blend or meld with in order to get stronger? And it doesn't always have to be a person. You could become one with your art. You could become one with your career, but you want to allow yourself to share your energy and allow other energies or entities or people to share their energy with you. Let's see what wisdom you get from the tarot, Libra, for your 8th house transit. It is going to be some kind of letting go, most likely. So do keep that in mind. And let's see. Oh, well, there you go. The death card. So this is really aligns with Scorpio, which aligns with the 8th house, which aligns with your transit. So there's something in your life that is probably coming to an end. It's okay. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. And it's certainly not a death. If anything, it could be a birth. But with the death card, the big thing is to be flexible, to be gentle with yourself, and embrace water because you're letting go. and allow yourself to evolve. The death card is all about a natural evolution. Some things just no longer make sense for you, so let them fall away gracefully, as you always do. And happy full moon. So Scorpio, this full moon, of course, is in your 7th house, your house of partnership. So it's all about deep connections that you have, harmonious commitments with others, and it's about balance. It's about contracts in a lot of ways, right? Even those tacit agreements that you have with other people. So shared adventures weave magical tales. How do you want to partner in the future? Who would you like to partner with? Maybe you're going to fortify your relationship with your honey, or maybe you're ready to get rid of one partner and find a new partner, right? You want to create harmonious commitments. So what needs to end in your relationships in order for there to be more harmony? This could be ending a conversation. This could be ending an aspect of your relationship, etc. But most important, I think, because it's the 7th house transit, you're most likely going to be like, you know what, this partner or this association is no longer working for me. This is no longer, this affiliation, it's no longer good. And that's going to shine a light, right? You're going to have a light shown on your partnerships, and you're going to see like, okay, well, this needs to change, or you might want to just let it go entirely, right? So there's just going to be some surprises, most likely, with Uranus involved in your relationships. You might find that you're like, okay, this is what I want to do next in my relationship, or this is what kind of partner I want. So let's see, Scorpio, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Scorpio. Wisdom for Scorpio. Wisdom for Scorpio. The Tower. So the Tower is a healing card, but there might be some surprise around a relationship. And you're like, oh my God, I was taken in by this person, right? Or you might be a big surprise of like, this person has absolutely nothing that I want. Why am I with this person? Or I've outgrown this. That's really what the Tower is about. Tower is outgrowing your environment. So according to the cards and with the aspects that we have, the Tower does make sense. It's most likely that you're outgrowing something in your partnerships, and you're ready for something new. And this does not mean that you're necessarily going to end a partnership, but the foundation on which it's been built is probably changing. So happy full moon. You can handle it. If anybody can handle the Tower, it's you, Scorpio. Sagittarius. So happy full moon in Taurus Sagittarius. This is in your 6th house. Every day is a vibrant celebration. Isn't that nice? So you want to make every day as joyful as possible. So this transit for you is hitting your 6th house, which is about your day-to-day priorities, what you're doing on a regular basis. So your routines, the nuts and bolts of your daily operations are going to be revitalized, most likely. You're going to get a big light shown on what is not working in your job, or what's not working in your health, what's not working in your lifestyle. Your job may shift. There might be surprises on the work front for sure. And it's a time for you to really celebrate your well-being. If you can move your body, you're going to be not only happier, but healthier. So this could be a really great time for you to release one habit and trade it in for another one, and rejoice in new routines. What can you do on a regular basis that's going to make a big difference? I think, for instance, starting your day and getting exercise off the list, or starting your day with meditation, these little things that if you can do them habitually, they're going to change your life. First, you make your habits, and then your habits make you. So think about the big picture, where you want to go over the next 6 months, and what do you need to get rid of in order to go there? What do you need to implement in order to go there, right? So let's see, Sagittarius, what wisdom you get from the tarot. Wisdom for Sag. Wisdom for Sag. Wisdom for Sag. Wisdom for Sag. The Magician. So Sagittarius, you want to do something, you just do it. You don't make a lot of fuss. You're smarter than most people, and you just get it. The Magician card is the big green light. So if you're thinking about, well, I want to do this, but I'm not sure, the Magician says, go, 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 go. Mind the details. Mercury is in Sagittarius, which is not happy for Mercury. It's detrimented. Mercury's detrimented in Sagittarius. Mercury's happiest in Gemini or Virgo. So you want to definitely get the power of the overall view, but with the Magician, create miracles. And if you love something enough, you're going to be able to create it, right? Because all miracles are based on love. So the Magician says, go, go, go. You're going to be able to make big changes that seem to be miraculous. Why? Because you're bright, you're fiery, you know what you're doing. So I think that's going to be good for you. If you want a new job, you're going to be able to manifest it. If you want a new health routine, you want a new body, you want a new streamlined, efficient processes, you got it. So go forward and prosper. Capricorn, this full moon in Taurus is hitting your house of pleasure. So it's all about what lights you up. Your heart's joy lights up your life. And your heart is really key because your heart has way more energy than your brain. So if you want to manifest, you want to create, it's all about your heart. And that's what a fifth house transit for you, this full moon, is all about. It's not about deep love so much. I mean, it certainly can be, but it is about things that you do love, things that light you up, things that you really love. So it's about joy. What are you most passionate about? What creative ventures do you want to explore? What risky ventures make you feel alive, right? But the big thing is to find out what lights up your life and to do it. So release any reservations that you have and allow yourself to have fun. Oh, today's your birthday, Haley? Haley, happy birthday. Everybody wish happy birthday to Haley, even if you do so in your brain. I wish you a wonderful birthday, Haley. Happy birthday. Happy solar return. So, Capricorn, it's a matter of doing what lights you up with joy. Do whatever it is that you can to be joyful. Find out what you love and do it and create. That's a big thing with the fifth house. Like, what do you want to create, right? What do you want to create and what do you enjoy doing? And let's see what wisdom we get for you, Capricorn. Wisdom for 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 Capricorn. Again, Three of Swords. So Three of Swords does not mean you're going to be heartbroken. It means instead you got to get rid of some thoughts that are not feeling good. So you have a super disciplined Capricorn. So if you're depressed about anything, it's a matter of you need to say to yourself, what am I thinking? How am I thinking about this that's making me feel bad? What must I believe in order to feel bad? Because then you can switch it around. Because the problem is that if you go to the dark areas and you say, this is bad because of this, and you just dwell there, you've already labeled it. And it's going to attract more negativity. So do whatever you can to be very positive and really look at how everything's always working out for you, even if it doesn't seem like it. So with the Three of Swords, you might be saying, well, this is terrible. There's no way I can put a silver lining on this. Okay, maybe not now, but you created it and you created it for a reason. You created it because on some level you believe that it's actually going to bring you more pleasure than pain, even if that sounds super ironic. So think in a way that actually feels good. Take responsibility for what you've created and do what you can to say, I'm going to leverage this to my greatest advantage, because you've got to work with what you've got. And do whatever you can to again, just train yourself to think about things positively. And I'm sorry if it's not easy for you right now, but it will get better. Even if you can feel a little bit better, that's going to be better for you, because your mood is going to determine what you attract, and you want to attract good things. So we want to get you in a good mood as soon as possible, if possible. Aquarius, this full moon in Taurus is in your fourth house. It's all about your emotional security, how you feel warm and fuzzy inside and all tucked in and emotionally supported and cared for. So new beginnings brew in your emotional world, but what do you got to get rid of? What part of your foundation is no longer right for you? What do you need to do to allow yourself to experience a rich emotional life? What needs to go bye-bye? And what do you need to invoke? What do you need to incorporate into your life? So you're going to be emotionally revitalized. There's going to be a big light shown on what it is that is making you miserable, or what it is that is making you happy, or what it is that you might need. And you're going to be revitalized by that. Also, there might be some changes on the home front. You might be wanting to make some renovations. You might be wanting to move. There might be changes in terms of your relationships with your family. But ideally, this transit is going to help you to create more of a sweet sanctuary for you. And you want to fortify it. You want to make sure you're able to go to a place that feels really safe for you. I mean, our home, we carry around with us wherever we go. You don't have somebody who's emotionally secure in their house, but then they go on vacation, they're a mess, right? We carry around our home with us. And that's really key with the Taurus energy, because the more you're in your body, the more easy it is for you to stay centered, right? So it's all about looking at what undermines your emotional security, getting it out, and incorporating new things that make you feel emotionally secure. And let's see, Aquarius, what wisdom you get from the tarot for your full moon in Taurus. Wisdom for Aquarius. Wisdom for Aquarius. Wisdom for Aquarius. Wisdom for Aquarius. Four of Pentacles. So this is interesting. You know, this card is really about holding on to what you have. So you want to determine what you want to hold on to. That doesn't have to be money. It certainly can be. You might want to save for a rainy day with the Four of Pentacles, just to give you that sense of security. But it also is about protecting your space and your time and setting boundaries. And I would say with the fourth house, in a lot of ways, it really is about, you know, a dome. You know, it's the family principle, and the family is protected by what you might look at as a moat, right? There's the dome element with the fourth house, just like there is with the 10th. So you want to protect what you have, right? And you want to protect your emotional security. So create distance if you need to create distance. But also remember not to hold on too tightly, because if you hold on too tightly to what you own owns you. So it's a bit of a balance between holding on and being really, really so tight that you squeak, versus being smart and savvy, right? But the big thing is to hold on to what you really care about, but not too tightly, and create a certain level of space if that makes you feel better, and just, you know, hold on to what you value, be that time or your money or your space or even your ideas at this time. Maybe you feel like you'll put them into the world in the future in a different way. And happy full moon. And last but never least, Pisces. This is this full moon in Taurus is hitting your third house, your house of communication. So express your ideas and your authentic self. Release hesitation and share your brilliant messages. So the third house really has to do with so much, right? It's your mindset, it's your thinking, it's your relationship with your siblings, it's your relationship with your neighbors, it's where you go on a regular basis. The third house is just what you do, right, on a regular basis, and it has to do with how you communicate in a lot of ways. You sharing knowledge. You might decide that you want to go into a class, you might want to teach a class, you might want to join new communities. There's going to be some really great conversations. There might be some surprise conversations. So this person tells me this, I never knew that. And where you go, especially in your neighborhood, could have some surprises. But the big thing is, you're probably closing an air cycle. What does that mean? There's certain things that you've been doing before that you're no longer going to be doing. The old coffee shop that you used to frequent, you're not going in there anymore. This friend whose house you used to stop by for coffee on a regular basis, you might not want to do that anymore. You're letting go of things that no longer work in terms of your communication, even thoughts and ideas. Okay, I don't want to have this conversation again, or I'm sick of thinking about this, whatever. You're letting go of things in terms of your third house. So you're letting go of mindsets that no longer serve you, communications with others that are no longer punching your ticket. So let's see what wisdom you get, Pisces, for your full moon in Taurus. Wisdom for Pisces. 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 The Fool. Well, I love it. So the Fool, it's ultimate potential, right? And the big thing for you with the Fool is allow yourself to really embrace that Uranian free-spirited quality, right? Because Uranus is indeed conjunct this full moon, and the Fool does pertain to Uranus. So you want to allow yourself to go out on a limb. With the Fool card, there are brand new experiences craved and obtained. So this is saying, go take a leap of faith, allow yourself to communicate in new ways. Maybe you'll start a class, maybe you'll do this, maybe you'll if you're feeling inspired to walk your dog to a different park, you'll do that. But allow yourself with the Fool card to really go out on a limb and allow yourself to not be burdened by the past and who you've been before, or who you feel like you need to be in the future. The Fool is number 0. And with the Fool, you're nothing and you're everything. And they're both really empowering. If you're nothing, you're free. You're not a brother. You're not a parent. You're not a supervisor. You have that sense of ease, right? So practice that energy. What does it feel like to be nothing? Very freeing, because then you can be everything. Likewise, what does it feel like to be everything? And that's very empowering too, because when you're everything, you're kind of nothing, right? So allow yourself to determine what new beginning you want to have, what new journey you want to go on, and allow yourself to think it through and think in new ways that are empowering to you. Get that excitement going on in your mind on a regular basis. And happy full moon. So we did it, folks. Oh, what is that, Marlo? This is so perfect. You need to do some renovation. I'm really glad to hear that. Well, thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate it. Be sure to check out this week astrology tomorrow. I don't have the link for you in the description yet, but I'll be there at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fridays, of course. And if you are looking for that perfect holiday gift, the gift of insight, we can get your recipients that. And even if it's not for the holidays, we could always get them a gift certificate just because. So you can always check out my website, psychicsun.com, and I will be able to hook you up with whatever you need, be it readings, etc., etc., etc. So have a wonderful, happy full moon in Taurus, everyone, and I will for sure see you soon. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Bye-bye.